What's cracking, soldiers? Mandler here at my humble abode, the office away from the office at the man cave, where I don't just stay busy, I get shit done. Now, I'm gonna be gone all week down in South Florida, allowing myself to enjoy my life and pretty much recharge, refresh, and get ready to do the damn thing next week. But I can't leave y'all hanging. I gotta provide y'all some badass knowledge bombs. So with that, I'm gonna start you off Monday with a sweet Ask MANdler. This one comes from one Lucas Elphinstone. It's a 3-tiered question. He wrote about 5 pages worth of it, but I'm gonna condense it down to 3 short sentences, 3 short questions. So here we go. Question number 1 from Lucas Elphinstone. Question number 1 Lucas wants to know is what accessory lifts he should be doing after his core lifts. Well, Lucas, the first thing I need to know is what your weak points are. That's how we're going to address what your accessory and supplemental lifts are going to be. The reason being is I don't know if you're missing your bench at the top or at the bottom. I don't know if it's your starting strength or your lockout strength. Now, I do know this. Regardless of where you're breaking during your core lifts, I can tell you that for the bench, it's important for everyone to have really strong triceps, really strong upper back, and strong shoulders. For squat, it's important for you to have strong hamstrings, strong glutes, a strong upper and lower back, and for deadlift, you need to have pretty much strong everything. Strong abs, strong upper back, strong lower back, strong glutes, strong hamstrings, strong quads. Pretty much you need to strengthen everything. But the most important thing you need to know is that for me to identify your supplemental and accessory lifts, I'm gonna need to know what your weak points are and where you're failing in your core lifts. So until I understand that, I can't adequately give you the lifts that you need to be starting to implement. Lucas, the second thing you wanted to know was what advice I would give to someone that's a senior in high school that eventually wants to start a gym like mine, and how you would do so with little funds. Well, first things first, dude, unless you're starting a boot camp on the beach or in the park, you're going to need some funds. So the first thing I would do is get a job and learn how to save. Separate your wants and needs. If you just want it but don't need it, don't spend money on it, all right? Think of it as sacrifice. You have your go in place, which is starting up a gym, so start saving so you can eventually buy equipment and get yourself a gym. Now, what better way to save money than to get a legit job? Get a job at either a gym or some place where you can make money and learn from fitness professionals. I'm not talking about douchebag personal trainers that get you to do squats on a Bozu ball while they stare at some chick's ass. I'm talking about performance specialists, strength coaches, guys that know what to do, know how to act, and act as professionals. Guys that get their clients results and get more clients to get in there as well. So do yourself that favor. Surround yourself with people that get results and make some damn money, dude, because like I said, you're gonna need money to get some equipment, and ultimately, unless you have a parent that's gonna throw money your way, I don't know if you're gonna be able to land a small business loan with no credit if you don't have a job and you have no funds. So get yourself a job, save, and make sure that job is packed with people that you can learn a lot from, okay? The third and final thing you want to know is what I think about implementing cleans into your program because you want to do strongman. Well, because of your age, I'm gonna tell you, you don't really need to implement them as much as you think you do. Very rarely are you going to do any power clean and push press, strict press, or any jerk with a regular bar. Typically, you're gonna do it with an axle, which does not rotate, so that makes it very difficult to implement normal power clean form on a fat bar or an axle. So what I would say is this: focus more on just increasing your posterior chain strength, okay? Do a lot of deadlifts. Put in a lot of plyometrics to increase power output. That's pretty much what we do. here at the Man Cave, unless you're really focusing on doing an Olympic lifting meet, then I don't think you really need to implement any Olympic lifts. There are far better means and more safe means for you to increase power output than simply doing Olympic work. I always tell people the same thing that I learned from Joe DeFranco. That's, you know, he's the one who kind of opened my eyes to it when I was, you know, coming up, and that was that Olympic movements aren't the only way to move explosively. Think about doing any sprint or any plyometric like a box jump without being explosive. We've been conditioned to think that that's the #1 exercise you can do to increase that aspect of training. It's just simply not the case. So if you're just looking to increase performance, increase that power output for means in strongman, I would say simply get stronger with your deadlift and increase your power output by implementing some plyometrics. So box jumps, seated box jumps, we do a lot of bounds, something that is going to allow you to take advantage of the stretch reflex and also getting used to utilizing triple extension, which is extension of the ankles, knees, and hips. You will have to practice on doing some power cleans with the axle, but ultimately it's not going to be the same form as if you do it with a rotating bar like in any Olympic meets. So hopefully that helps. If not, send me another question. I can help you with that. So, have any other questions with anything as it pertains to strongman, bodybuilding, powerlifting, or just being a badass? Send them my way. GoEliteSC@gmail.com. Hopefully I can help you out. If not, maybe I can at least entertain you. Have a good night, soldiers. Be on the lookout for tomorrow's video. Mandler out.